Well, good evening, my friends. It is Wednesday and bedtime stories with Reverend Ruth. I hope that you had a wonderful day today. It has been so fun to be outside in the sun and just to enjoy the beautiful weather that we've been having. I hope that you had a great day. Well, I have a fun story for you tonight. It happens to be a book that talks about my favorite color, which is purple. I have a purple pen right here. And the name of the book that I want to share with you tonight is entitled Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. Here it is, Harold and the Purple Crayon. What's your favorite color crayon? You can put that down in the comment section below if you would like. And tell me, what is your favorite color of crayon? Well, it seems that one evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight. And so what does he do? He uses his purple crayon to draw a moon. And he needed something to walk on. So here he is making a sidewalk. He made a long straight path so that he wouldn't get lost. And he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on that long straight path. So he left the path for a shortcut across a field, and the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. And he didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest, just one tree in it. See, there's his tree. It turned out to be an apple tree. Do you like apples? The apples on his tree were very tasty. Harold thought when they got red, they would be even better. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terrifying dragon. Look at that dragon. He does look frightening. It even frightened Harold. And so he backed away. Here he is. His hand was holding the purple crayon and it shook. Suddenly, he realized what was happening. But by then, he was in the ocean over his head. Oh my. He came up thinking fast. And in no time, he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. Good thinking on his part. And he quickly set sail. And the moon sailed along with him. After he sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and thought of picnics made him hungry. So he laid out a nice, simple picnic. Oh my. And oh, get this, there was nothing but pie. That's my kind of lunch. There were 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. What is your favorite pie? Put that in the comments too. I like cherry pie. When Harold finished his picnic, there was a lot left over. Can you imagine eating 9 pies? Oh my goodness. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. What do you think he's creating over here? Well, let's find out. So Harold left a very hungry moose and deserving porcupine to eat it up. There they are, his moose and the porcupine, to eat up all the pie. And off he went, looking for a hill to climb to see where he was. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the further he could see. So he decided to make the hill into a mountain. And if he went high enough, he thought, he could see the window of his bedroom. Look at that. That's pretty high. And he was tired, and he felt that he ought to be getting to bed, and he hoped that he could see his bedroom window from atop the mountain. Look at that. His mountain is so high that it went above the moon. Gracious. But as he looked down over the other side, he slipped. Oh my. And there wasn't another side of the mountain. He was falling in thin air. Harold. But luckily, he kept his wits and his purple crayon, and he made a balloon and grabbed onto it. And he made a basket under the big balloon, and it was big enough that he could stand in it. How about that? He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see a house. So he made a house with windows, and he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. How about that? None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. So he made some more windows. And he made a big building full of windows. Look at all of those windows. Oh my goodness. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows. Oh my goodness, Harold. But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think where it might be. So he decided to ask a policeman. There he is, making the policeman. There he is talking to the policeman. And the policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway. But Harold thanked him. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room in bed. Then suddenly, Harold remembered. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the moon. And then Harold made his bed. He got in it and he drew up the covers. The purple crayon dropped on the floor and Harold dropped off to sleep. The end. I hope you enjoyed hearing about Harold and his purple crayon. Well, I don't have my purple crayon. I can't find it. But like I said earlier, I do have my purple marker. And it stays on my desk. And so as I was thinking about Harold today, I was thinking about what I might draw if I were Harold. And so I did a drawing for you tonight. Here it is with my purple marker. I made something that looks awfully much like a heart. And I made that heart because I wanted to remember and I wanted to remind you today that you are loved, very much so, by moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles and friends and people in your church. And most of all, you are loved by Jesus. And so I wanted you to remember that and think about that the next time you get to color with your crayons. So, friends, let's have our prayer to close out our time together. And if you remember, fold your hands and close your eyes and bow your heads and repeat after me. Dear God, thank you for crayons and coloring. Thank you for people who love me. Most of all, thank you for Jesus. Protect me tonight and tomorrow and every day. And help me show your love in the world. Amen. Well, friends, it was good to spend some time with you, and I want to remind you to come back next week on Wednesday at 7 o'clock because I have a special story for you. You're gonna love it. So, you have a great week, and you be sure to share love with everybody that you meet. And I will talk with you soon. Bye.